Hey everybody, it's Stephenie Fitt here from fitbodies.com. Really good to see you this morning. I wanted to answer a question that several of my followers have been asking me, and it's been asked often enough that I think maybe it's a sign of a more global question, and so I thought maybe you all would benefit from me answering this to everybody. And the question is, how does one find a functional medical practitioner or a naturopathic doctor, a homeopathic practitioner, an alternative medicine practitioner, whatever you want to call it? How does one find one in one's area? How do you find one close to you? This is a fantastic question. I asked that myself. Gosh, almost 4 years ago when I got my cancer diagnosis. I was diagnosed with breast cancer and went the traditional route with my primary care practitioner and then on to specialists, surgeons, oncologists, and all of that. Had a wonderful team of physicians, and this post or this video is not anti-traditional Western medicine at all. There's definitely a time and a place and a need and a respect for that. I'm not bashing doctors and I think doctors are great. But I think that there is a whole segment missing in the treatment of disease and in the prevention, most importantly, in the prevention of disease and illness. And I believe that these alternative medical practitioners play this big role, or could play. And so how does one find one of these guys or gals? I asked that question myself, and the first thing I did was I put it out there in social media. I asked that question on Facebook. I asked it on Instagram. I asked it any way I could, and people responded. So just like anything else, you're looking for a good plumber, you're looking for a good electrician, you need someone to paint your house, you ask for referrals, you ask your friends, you ask your neighbors, who works well for you and who has good business ethics and who does a great job and who has a good value and so forth. And so asking that same question of your friends and family and coworkers and neighbors and posting it on social media can get you at least a good starting place. And that's what I did first of all. And I got a few names, 3 or 4, 5 maybe, half a dozen names of people locally. And then I had a decision to make. I made a list of questions so that I could get, really good response from each one, get a really good view or feel or vibe for how they run their offices. And I called and spoke with their front desk people. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, I feel like the whole heart of an operation is the front desk person. They run the show, and if I don't click with them, the doctor could be just an amazing person, and it's not going to happen. I need to have a good relationship or feel a good, warm welcome from the front desk person. So I had a list of questions that I asked each called, and each individual front desk person I spoke with, I asked these questions and kind of was able to narrow down my scope rather quickly from those questions. And the questions could be whatever you feel they could be for your situation. For me, they were related to, does this doctor know about breast cancer? How booked out is this doctor? Can I get immediate appointments if necessary? Do they take cash? It could be anything, but you come up with your own questions that will help you decide, kind of like an interview, and things that are relevant to your situation is what I suggest. So based on those interview questions, I narrowed it down, and then I was able to request a phone consult with a couple docs. And it turned out that the first doc I spoke with rather briefly was the one that I felt really comfortable going to see, and based on a number of reasons. And really, I can't coach you on that. It's just a gut feeling. This is someone who's going to be responsible for your health and your well-being and coaching you along, and I can't tell you what works best for you. You just know it when you hear it or feel it or see it or talk to it. You just know. And so trust yourself, trust your instincts. If you're continually hitting a wall and not meeting anybody that fulfills those needs for you, keep looking. Don't settle. Find that one person who really does speak to you. Now, that worked out for me. One of the wonderful things I love about functional medical practitioners or alternative medical doctors is that they spend a lot more time with you. My Kaiser doctor, my primary care physician, she's a fantastic physician, I'm sure, but she only gets to see me for 15 minutes. That's her allotment with me. And we hardly scratch the surface. And if I'm well, I only see her once a year. And, she doesn't really know me. And one of the wonderful things about my naturopathic doctor is our first consult was 2 hours. And he had me bring in, before I even came, I had to do a week's worth of nutrition journaling. I had to journal all my food intake and all my water intake and everything else, and fill out these other different forms about lifestyle. He had me fill out a form about my family history of illness. Anyway, I came in with all these things, and he was able to go through that with me, run some tests with me right there, and really get to know me far better than any physician ever has. Okay, so another way to find a functional medical practitioner, if you ask your friends and family and social, circle, and you're not getting good responses, or whatever, you're looking to broaden that, there's a website you can go to. I'm sure there's more than one. I found one, and I blogged about it a while back. I will put the link to my blog post down here in the comments, so search for it and click on the link, and it'll show you. And basically, you enter in some information about yourself, zip code or city or state or whatever, and up will pop some options. And so you can go through with those same interview questions. You can go down the list and find someone that suits you best. Now, if you're international, I know there are ways to go about it. I'm not an expert at finding someone internationally. However, I would believe it's easier actually outside of the United States to find a functional medical practitioner. And if you know of how to do it internationally, please comment below. I'd love to learn how, so that I can answer that question for my international people much better. So I appreciate any feedback that you can give me on that. On a final note, I just do want to comment and acknowledge that it is very much more expensive to go with a functional medical practitioner, alternative medical doctor, whatever you want to call this person. It is more expensive in the United States anyway, because traditional insurance companies do not cover those practices. And so it is out of pocket, but often these doctors give you cash deals. If you pay cash, you get a discount. Often you can go on payment plans. Like me, when I was in the midst of my cancer fight, I used a credit card, and I do not advocate credit cards. I love the feeling of being debt-free, but in this circumstance, I felt like that was my only option, and it was better than the alternative. And so depending on your situation, you might need to budget some money, save up, or go on payment plans or whatnot. But definitely don't let the cost of an alternative medical practitioner, keep you from the wonderful, wonderful benefits of seeing one. Anyway, I do appreciate you tuning in, and thank you for questions. If you have other questions, post them below, and I'll do my best to make a video to answer your questions or learn more about it if I don't know the answer. For more information, you can go to my website, fittbodies.com. That's 2 T's, F-I-T-T, bodies.com. There's all kinds of information there. My online course is up. I'm super excited about my optimal health course. It's a 4-week course. It's actually on sale now, and I do have sales now and again, so check it out. I've got free stuff there, and of course my blog that's ongoing. You can also join my newsletter on my website. Please continue to tune in, subscribe, like, share, all those wonderful things. I do feel the love. I do appreciate everything that you do for me. This is not truly just a selfless endeavor. I do get out of it wonderful things from your positive comments and questions. So keep it up. And until next time, everybody, peace out.